Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Rick with Rick's Toy Room. I've seen a lot of people ask how I did the G.I. Joe logos on the Bugs Bunny sweatshirts. There's a lot of people that are still wanting to customize their Bugs Bunny sweatshirts. So I'm going to show you a way that I did it. I found this to be one of the most easiest ways to do it using literally just the Bambu Labs slicer. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and crack into Bambu Labs. And we're going to go ahead and do this. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and import the Bugs Bunny. So import a 3M F So let's just do where is it? Bugs Bunny Urban Vibes. We're going to do the body. Bring in the 3MF. I'm going to discard my current values and just start over. This one actually has the Cobra logo saved. So let's go ahead and delete that real fast. Let's go to Objects. Let's go to Cobra Commander logo. And let's delete that. Okay, so here is the Bugs Bunny Urban sweatshirt in my Bambu Labs. I've got this with two colors right now. I colored the hoodie blue, the drawstrings white, and I've angled it in a way that will fit on the P1S printer. So now what I want to do is I want to add a logo. So let's go File, Import. Again, we're going to import an STL or a 3MF or an object. I'm actually going to pull in. Let's go back to my documents for a second. Let's go back into, or actually they're my downloads. Let's go into, let's say, the Nike swoosh logo. And you're going to see that it's down here at the bottom. It's an independent piece. I'm going to zoom in, give you guys motion sickness. All right, so I took this logo and I actually imported an SVG into my editing program using Fusion. I extruded it to, I think, 5 millimeters. And now what I want to do is I want to attach it to the body. So first thing I want to do, and by the way, Bugs Bunny is set, or this particular hoodie is set to 180% size. If you have it, leave the default size. You can leave it sitting straight up and down and then just do this. This works no matter what. But first thing we need to do is we need to combine these two objects. So I click the body, I hold Control on my keyboard, I click the swoosh. As you see now, we've got everything checked here on plate 1. You're going to right click and you're going to, well, that didn't work. We can also do it this way where we do click, there we go. So they're selected and now I should be able to right click and merge. Why is that not working? What's happening here? Why am I having this issue selecting all, oh, I know why, because I'm under objects. Go back to global. There we go. Now right click, click each one, right click, and now merge. Sorry, I forgot a step. So under global, you want to make sure that both items are clicked, right click, and then merge. Now this is one piece. Even though it's two separate objects still, it's now one piece. So what we can do now that it's one piece is we can go back in, click the Nike swoosh, zoom in here, click the Nike swoosh, give me the swoosh, we'll just do it this way. Under objects, select the swoosh. Now we can resize it, which is the first thing I want to do. So I want to scale it. Let's make it bigger. And now I want to move it and bring it into where the hoodie's at. So, and you're working in 3D space here. So now you see how the actual swoosh goes through the body. So now we know for a fact it's on the object. You're going to play around with this for a few minutes. So you're going to come in here, we're going to do the rotate, and we're going to rotate the swoosh so it's kind of like uneven with the jacket. I'm going to go back to move. I'm going to pull it back up through the hoodie. I'm going to move around to see how far, and you see I'm way off. So let's bring it back down into the hoodie. Let's rotate it a bit again so that it matches the direction the hoodie's going. Let's bring the swoosh up a bit. There we go. And let's resize it because it's a little too, I think it's a little too big for the hoodie. Yeah, you see how it's actually sticking through the center. So I'm going to resize it down a bit. I'm going to go back to move. Let's pull it back up through the hoodie. There we go. Let's check the orientation. And we are like way out of whack. So we're going to rotate it and, oop, that's the whole thing. I don't want to do that. Pick the swoosh again. Let's go back and play with the rotation. So let's find this. There we go. Turn that a bit so it's a little bit more organized. It's actually on the hoodie mostly. We've got part of this, it's a little too big still, so let's rescale it again. Let's bring the scale down. There we go. All right, so now zoom into the hoodie. We are touching the hoodie, but we're sticking out quite a bit. So let's go ahead and just go back to move. Let's bring this orientation down. Let's pull it into the hoodie just enough. All right, so a little bit sticking out. It's not completely even. Is it going to be perfect? No, not really. Let's bring the body down a bit so it's not going through. There we go. Oh, now we're way off. So now let's go ahead and grab the blue arrow, pull it back into the hoodie. Okay. There we go. It's now touching on all parts. That corner there looks a little bit off. Oh yeah, well, she's way off. So he's still too big for the hoodie. So let's go back to the swoosh. Let's size it down a little bit more so that it's actually in. Oop. You can extrude it that way. That's one way to do it. All right, let's move it. Let's bring it, that takes it off the body. I want to bring it up the body a bit. I clicked off. This is the hardest part, is just trying to orientate into, all right, there we go. We're still off. Let's move it to the right a bit. So let's go move. There we go. Oh, that looks way better. Let's zoom in a little bit, take a quick gander at everything. Good to go. If we can go back to this here and we can bring down. Now we can completely flatten it that way. That way you don't have it protruding off the chest and it looks like it's printed on. Which actually, now that I've done that, because I didn't do that last time, I probably am going to redo my Cobra logo and my Arashikage for Storm Shadow, and I'm going to flatten them. So, we all learned something today. Now it looks like it's printed onto the chest, and again, we can just move it a little bit if we want to take it a little bit higher up on the shirt. So let's bring it, oh, nope, that didn't work because of the way it's rotated. That's it. That's really all I like it. So at this point, what you do is just hit slice plate, and it's going to generate the G code, and you're done. That's it. Look, 7 minutes, and it was actually probably less than that because I had a couple seconds here where I was talking about how to do it. So at 180%, completely flattened down. Now I definitely want to redo my Cobra logo, and I want to redo the Arashikage, because when I did the Arashikage, it was actually sticking up so far it added support, so I had to do some post-cleaning up. Now this will actually compress it down, and it'll look like it's actually screen printed. So really, really cool. The computer's still generating. I mean, this is a little bit older of a PC. But this is 180%. Here we go. We're at 80%. And now if you wanted to, again, you take that center point when you're doing the movement and the resizing. You can absolutely bring it up so that it looks... Wow, that disappeared though. That's removed the logo. Why? It's probably sitting inside the body. This is why we do that. So let's go ahead and go back to prepare. Let's go back and bring that out a bit. Slice it again. Now, there is ways to do this inside a mesh tool that you can use, like Fusion, and you can like turn the SVG into a mesh and then bring them both in together, and I'm just not doing that. This honestly is still the best way to do it, or at least the fastest way to do it with the least amount of learning curve. I mean, you saw basically rotate the items. The trick is to import both items onto the plate, merge them, then arrange it, resize it, rotate it, flatten it out, whatever you want to do with it. I'm going to let this finish slicing here for a second just so I can see, make sure it worked okay. This is exactly how I did the Cobra logo and exactly how I did the Arashikage. The difference is for the Arashikage, I actually did the print. I flipped it upside down and I printed the center pegs hollow. And those, there we go. And now you can see where everything works. It shows up. Why these print lines are here, I don't know. Those are color tooling switches. It should not, I would hope that it's not going to print that layer, those layers in white. Flush the tower. Let me get rid of this for a second, and let's zoom out. It shouldn't, because that's all the... It looks like it might be trying to flush the white into the supports. Oh, it's going to build supports there. That's what those are. We don't really need those supports. That's what it's doing. You can see all here. That's all the supports. I mean, we could just clean those up. Could even probably go into the supports, manually do these, and remove them. I can pull them off post-production. That's not a big deal. But yeah, that's it. Again, so now we're only at 10 minutes, and that was recutting it, relooking at it. That's how you do it. That's how everyone else is doing it. Or at least that's how a lot of people are doing it. I'm not going to hit print because I want to do... I want to go back to my Cobra logo. I want to reprint this. I sold my last Bugs Bunny and my Daffy Duck that I did. So I need to reprint Daffy. I need to reprint Bugs. And then I'm going to do Wile E. Coyote with the Dreadnoks. So, but there you have it. That's how you do it. Not that difficult. Let me know what you think. Appreciate it.